I am just listening to Trevor Nelson's Rhythm Nation. And a couple of people texted in just saying they're knackered, they're having a glass of wine because they've been homeschooling all day and trying to integrate work and all of that stuff. And I was just thinking, as I was washing up, I was trying to kind of embody my 7-year-old self. I'm 52 and I'm living alone, and it's an ongoing struggle with grief and loneliness, gnawing loneliness. I've been in a family my whole life. I was very lucky. I grew up in a loving family and then was lucky enough to co-create a loving family, which I was in until 13 months ago. And I hope to be in it again soon. But anyway, I'm not at the moment. So I was thinking about, Andy, what would you have needed when you were 7? Pandy, my mum and dad used to call me. So I brought in Bonky, my oldest friend, who's a bit tattered like me, and little Ted. And I used to get these two playing with each other, so I kind of asked these two, and they don't want to be at home with me. They want to be in the woods or in the park or in the forest or by a stream or even on a little patio with some pots. I mean, there are outdoor spaces everywhere. They want to be outside, basically, wrapped up warm. They're all right. They don't mind being a bit chilly, maybe a little blanket around them. And they want to go and just be outside. So I reckon rather than the language of homeschooling, we should be using the language of nature schooling, outside schooling. Just call it outside schooling. There's forest schools now, so there's loads of educational material online if you just look up forest schools, but you don't even have to look it up really. Just go and find a clump of trees. I would have wanted my mum. It probably would have been my mum because she was working shifts. My dad was a plumber. My mum was a nurse. I don't know who would have looked after me in COVID. Anyway, maybe my nan. I'd have gone to my nan's probably. Hoped that she might take me outside. Mary. She was good at baking, so maybe she would have helped me do some baking. That would have been cool. And we could have done some maths and English, write down the recipe. Obviously measure it all out, the science. So Mary would have taken me baking, but I would have hoped she'd have taken me down to the Castle Green in Hereford to feed the ducks. That would have been lovely. Loads of education in there. What kind of ducks are they? How do they swim? Buoyancy, blah, blah, blah. There's loads. Everything is education outdoors, basically. Puddles, how do the puddles form? How do they evaporate? Choose your favourite tree. Why is it your favourite tree? Draw a picture of your favourite tree. Give your favourite tree a name. Go and hug your favourite tree. How does it feel to hug the tree? Feels a bit silly, but how does it actually feel? Hug the tree together. Lie on the ground. Take blankets. Take a little pop-up tent. I mean, do all the stuff that you do with your kids when you're not working and they're not at school. Just do it anyway and take a notepad. Forest school, nature school, outdoor school, duck school, just not homeschool and no devices. Just ignore all the Zoom stuff. That's what they all want. All the Amazons and the Googles and the Apples, they all want us living online. Don't do it. Leave your phones at home. You don't have to take photos and put them on Facebook. Or Instagram. Don't take your phones. Imagine that. Just take your kids and a little notebook. Find a fire pit. Light a fire. Live like the people. Live like free people, because we don't live in communist China or North Korea. We live in the UK. You could maybe even text one of your mates from school to say, I'm going to the park up the road at this time from 10 till 12. Can you do the first hour with the 2 6-year-olds and I'll do the second hour? Or can you do the morning and I'll do the afternoon? Like in my wife's family, they had a babysitting circle in the street. So there were 6 of them and they do like a day each sort of thing. One of them was an artist, one of them was good at baking, whatever. So babysitting circles, babysitting partners, don't call it babysitting, nature schooling partnerships. That was too formal. Nature school friends. Imagine that. What an awesome time. It's just insane, this idea that we have to be indoors. And if you're a therapist or something, just go out for walks with your clients. Don't make them on Zoom, please, if you can help it. live free. Live your truth and live free. COVID-free broadcast. Have fun. From Bunky and Little Ted. Over and out.